Hello, I'm TheNerdySteve and welcome to my channel. Today I will be reviewing 2024 Salem Lot in one take. So, let's start. Wow, this is a very difficult review for me because I don't really have much to say, and I don't really have a lot of nice things to say either. But let's try anyway. The movie is about a vampire that is brought into a small town and eventually tries to take it over, and some people try to stop that. Nothing too complicated or original, but that is fine. It's just that the writing, pacing, acting, cinematography, and story were equally as compelling. Have you ever seen Are You Afraid of the Dark, a horror anthology series that I watched a lot when I was a child? You can kind of get the sense of quality of Salem's Lot because it could have easily been an episode on that show. I love Are You Afraid of the Dark, but the quality of episodes did vary. And Salem's Lot would have been one of the worst ones, but it still could have fit. It has this heightened, almost soap opera esque acting with over the top coincidences, some unbelievable interpersonal drama, and fairly comedic special effects. All of which might be fine on a television show on Nickelodeon, but not a feature film. There's a romance between two people that I don't think could have worked less for me, and the movie spends so much time on them, and I didn't feel any chemistry at all. Or when someone's parents are murdered, the reaction to their deaths were the same as if they were complete strangers. There was just this disconnect for me, and I don't know why or how it happened, but the characters didn't seem authentic. What was happening on screen just didn't correlate to any sense of emotional connection. Even aesthetically, the movie was fairly boring. Horror has such an opportunity to make compelling visuals because you can play with drastic lighting or deal with different environments and items that you normally aren't exposed to. There is one scene in the movie that takes place in a dark forest with the characters walking through that contrasts their silhouettes with the sky. And it's really upsetting that something as cool as this is surrounded by nothing equally as engaging. If the movie consistently had visuals like this forest scene, I'd say it would be worth watching, but as is, this is the best it gets, which is frustrating because it shows that there is some brilliance here. It's just not quite honed yet. If you want to have a horror experience with a religious vampire small town vibe, go watch Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass, a television show on Netflix that is a beautiful and fantastically acted miniseries. Anything that Salem's Lot does, Midnight Mass does better, specifically when it comes to themes of life, death, and faith. And honestly, if you only have a couple hours, watch the first two episodes instead. You might not get closure or resolve all the storylines, but you will encounter brutal imagery, lovely performances, and fantastic writing. Or even watch Flanagan's Haunting of Hill House or Bly Manor instead. There are a bunch of Stephen King horror film adaptations on Max right now, but I'd recommend Misery. I think any of those will be so much more worth your time, but Misery is my favorite horror film, or one of them anyway. And unlike Salem's Lot, it is consistently tense, scary, and has some of the best performances in the genre. Kathy Bates and James Caan are extraordinary here, and this movie shows how much terror can be created in such an intimate setting. Part of what makes Salem's Lot not work is that I don't think it knows what type of movie it wants to be. There is a scene where the characters are quickly fascinating a makeshift cross out of tongue depressors and tape to combat a vampire. And I couldn't stop laughing, but for me, it seemed like unwanted laughter. I was laughing at the ridiculousness of it all, but the characters were being so serious. If the rest of the film embraced this absurdity, I think it would have been much more enjoyable. But it took itself too seriously and lost a lot of the fun that it seemed to be cultivating. I think if you're watching so bad it's good movies, this might be bad enough for that. However, if you want to be scared of something other than a movie's quality, I'd look elsewhere. I'm the Nerdy Steve, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, like and subscribe and comment below to tell me how right or wrong you think I am. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.